Hi, this is Derek Tsai from learnbyblogging.com. Today I have a little story to tell you. I have a couple weeks ago I've been observing that the straight track in my master bedroom is getting very difficult to pull. And then when I look closer, I saw the bracket that support the rail, the track was kind of pulling out of the drywall. And because of that, I went ahead and decided to move the bracket to a different position so that I don't damage the drywall. And after I've done that, I found the track was getting even harder to pull. So I decided that it's not worth spending the time, and I went ahead and bought a brand new track, one of those simple ring track, and without the complicated string mechanism. So this particular story, I'm going to tell you how I replaced it and how I did it, and the difficulty I saw, and also at the end I have a little twist. So please watch the video here. This is the my master bedroom drapes, and this is where the bracket supporting the rail is kind of pulling out of the drywall. You see the crack there, and this looking at from a different angle from the opposite side. It's pretty serious damage, and this is looking the other side, and it seems to be okay on the other brackets. And this after I finish moving to the right side of the original bracket, you can see some patch up work there. And then this is where I move. You can see a little bit damage there. And after a while, I saw the new position, new bracket also starting to pull out of the drywall. And because it's very difficult to move the bracket, I mean, it's very difficult to pull the string, and that create additional force on the bracket. I have a little tie cable there to redirect the force. That did not seem to work. I can see the bracket is still pulling out of the drywall, so that is not going to work. So next, what I did is I decided to pull it out. This is when we went shopping at the Home Depot here in Northern California. I see so many choices of the simple pole and ring attached to the pole, and these are all different types of pole that you can be selected. By the end, my wife selected this particular one, very nice, elegant, kind of globe marble type in the end. And this is after I replaced the whole thing. And there's additional looking up to the original to that bracket. You can see some holes been left over, some holes been vacated from the previous brackets. So it's a big mess. Some leftover holes on the drywall. The most difficult part of the installation of the rod is the measuring the distance, the height of the where you want to mount the pole. You have to make sure that the drape can drape all the way down to the floor without dragging the drape, as well as don't want to be too high either, that cause a little gap in the bottom. So measuring the size of the ring and the length of the pole, length of the drape was very critical. And at the end, so this is what happened. At the end, I saw there's some crack in the mechanism after I do a post-mortem on the pole, the original track. Well, I think I figured out what's wrong with this track, Drape's track, because this thing was loose, and which makes it very difficult to when you try to pull it, it creates, this thing gets stuck and move opposite direction, and makes it very difficult. But if I have fastened this thing, make sure this thing falls directly, these roller fall directly underneath, above the holes, would have been work just fine. I'm gonna tighten it, then this thing will work just fine, moving back and forth. But anyway, it seems to work fine now with the replacement track, and just another lesson learned why you should always understand how the mechanism works before you replace a unit. Okay, and this is the end. What it looks like, a little sag at the end in the middle because the heavy drapes. Unfortunately, that's something I have to live with because there's no central bracket in the middle. So there you have it. Very interesting twist. I should have spent a little bit more time understanding how the mechanism of the rail track, draped track work before I went ahead and replaced the whole unit. When at the end, I would have just would have saved me many hours of time shopping and replacing the rod and fixing the stuff, the drywalls and all that. Would have just spent a little bit of time understanding the whole mechanism. I would have just tightened the screw on one pivot, on that pivot track string mechanism. Would have solved all the problems. So let it be a lessons learned. Always try to understand why things don't work if you have the time, the luxury, and also always do your post-mortem to understand why things fail at the end. So you get to learn the lesson. So hope you enjoyed that video. I'll see you next time. Bye.